What the Federal Reserve Bank of Kansas City does is we really work in three major areas. We work with helping to formulate monetary policy. We also work with bank supervision and regulation, as well as working within financial services.
Would you be surprised if I told you that interns play a role in that purpose for the Federal Reserve Bank of Kansas City? Well, don't be. In fact, the bank employs about 10 to 15 paid interns every summer for 10 weeks, giving them invaluable experience and possibly future employment.
The internship program really is designed to mirror what we look for in full-time employees. So the goal of it is ultimately to be able to grow the organization, to be able to create a pipeline, so to speak, for our future leaders.
James Denbesti, a 2010 Drury graduate, interned at the Fed in the summer of 2009. Just a month into his senior year, James already had a job offer from the Fed, and he's been there for more than 2 years.
Knowing that I had a job when I graduated, when a lot of other friends were kind of struggling to find a job, it was nice having that comfort of going from that internship, basically that 10-week interview, straight into full-time after I graduate.
Hey, what do I do? How does that relate to what I learned at Drury?
That ability to plant the seed of employment and help students get a foot in the door is one of the main reasons Drury's Breech School of Business requires an internship for all its graduates.
We ask all of our business majors to participate in an internship. That internship gives those students an opportunity to leave the classroom, to leave the theory, and to go out and actually begin to apply that theory, to practice that theory, and to learn what it means to be out in the workforce.
Real work experience, there's no substitute for that. You can go to school for as many years as you want, but I believe the demands are much different in an organization. The expectations are different. How you're evaluated and the type of work you do is much different than schoolwork, and you'll never be able to replicate that in the classroom.
But not all internships are in high-rise buildings in the big city. Some internships are spent working on warm summer nights at the racetrack. Drury junior Brooke Hickman is a marketing and management major in the Breech School of Business, and she hopes to one day work in NASCAR. This California girl, that's California, Missouri, grew up in auto racing. Her great-uncle even built the track in her hometown.
I come to the racetrack every weekend, and I have since I was little, and it's a family thing.
Brooke knew she wanted an auto racing internship, so she contacted the Lucas Oil Speedway in Wheatland about the idea and got the job. Since it's a racetrack, Brooke spends her time driving to deliver materials, messages, and she even drove the development of the track's first marketing database.
It is kind of a quirky thing because there aren't a lot of us out there, so to find someone that is interested in the same things and kind of knows the industry well, has good connections, you know, very personable and talkative with people is very important. So those kind of things kind of make it a perfect fit for us.
I love it. It's something, I've had several jobs, and having a job that you love makes a world of difference, and I've met so many people, and it's given me opened so many doors and given me a great opportunity, and I enjoy every time I'm there.
The key to these successful internships was simply the nature of the job. The students were engaged in meaningful work that provided value for the student and the employer.
So I got to work on financial related projects side by side with other full-time staff. So it wasn't an internship opportunity where I was getting coffee or, you know, making copies all day long. They were having me do real work that other full-time staff were doing.
Right, they're overloaded with information.
2010 Drury graduate Caitlin Vaughn interned at the Fed in 2009 and worked there for nearly 2 years after graduation. Now she's back at Drury as the director of Enactus, formerly Students in Free Enterprise, and she says it was that internship that prepared her to be an employee.
All of our coworkers, who were all full-time employees, treated us as their peers, not as interns. We were doing their work. We just happened to be doing it during the 10 weeks that we were there. So especially going from having an internship at the Fed to working full-time at the Fed, it was the best preparation you could have asked for.
What are the best ways to measure the success of what you're doing?
Students from Drury's Breech School of Business are well prepared to intern and enter the workforce. Not only is an internship required, but so is a class called professionalism. And that quality education gets noticed by the students and the people doing the hiring.
I think something that makes the Drury students stand apart and something I've noticed in them as they interview throughout the process and get hired on and perform well here is that attitude of service as well as involvement.
How cool is that?
They're not one-dimensional. They're very well-rounded. They have done things in their education on group projects, worked with a variety of people, but then they've also done things outside of the classroom.
Really, it's just kind of the whole experience of working on group projects, learning about how to be professional in the working world, learning how to network with folks.
Hey, Dr. Shirley.
That's really that full Drury Breech experience that helped me out here.